there any difference in this particular show regarding other shows that you've done with the Lamb album?
Well, we always try and get closer to the album as possible, and also like we find more, because everybody knows like there's hardly any footage of the original show in '75, and we find bits and pieces from time to time, and we add them to the show. And obviously, like there's a few films that just popped up, and
the ones in Bern in Switzerland, right?
Exactly. So, and I was like, oh my God, he's doing that, I've got to add that to the show. First saw the Bern film, there were no serious plans of us doing the Lamb again, and I said we have to do it again because I have to do this. People have got to see that, So it's and we found other films which we didn't have other than Bern, and all that was added to the show.
As a vocalist, obviously, in terms of gear, that you probably don't have to change much. But do you guys continually keep changing gear, for instance, to get closer to the original sound?
Actually, we do, especially like in the keyboards. Keyboards and guitars, they find new stuff, and we listen to the tracks more and find the exact effects that they used on the albums, and so like we make it better as well. I would think that with me aging, that would get harder, but actually it's not. It's gotten easier for me to sing the show than it was 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? In what sense?
I'm the first one amazed. I don't know. I'm more in control, and it became easier. I don't know how. It's just I saw Roger Hudson of Supertramp, and he was saying the same thing. Like I'm aging, but I have more in control of my voice, and it became easier for me to sing these songs than it was when I was younger. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then it's happening to me, so it's fantastic.
It's funny you say that because, for instance, I've interviewed John Anderson and he sounds the same as ever. And but on the other hand, Peter Gabriel has gone on record saying that he's lost some high notes.
Maybe my technique improved without me knowing. It's probably it. And I don't know, Peter obviously, but then again he's older than I am. So maybe when I'm his age, I'll be the same.
In terms of Lamb, what is the hardest song for you to sing?
It's probably Back in New York City.
Oh, I would say so too. Yeah. I would imagine.
There's a lot of screaming and it's very intense. And once this is behind me and the show, like okay, the rest of the show should be easy now. It's a walk in the park from now. So.
And bits of In the Cage and stuff are still it.
The Cage is it's a big moment, but definitely Back in New York City is the toughest song in the show.
Is there anything that you recreate, particularly from the shows and not the records and not the original recordings?
Well, when we do the waiting room, we kind of let loose a bit and try and have fun. There's a certain structure to the song, but we never play it the same. It's probably the only difference that we allow ourselves to do. I know that Mark also sometimes plays things that are not on the album just for fun, and it's okay. We've allowed ourselves to do that with time, but at the beginning we were really we want to play the album on stage, and now from time to time we will allow ourselves to add a little more live stuff that we heard, from a recording or another one. Waiting for the windshield on the freeway.
how often are you guys in touch with members of the original formation?
Well, not that often. You know, I mean, we've been in touch with them when we needed to prepare the show, and when we were, you know, they gave us access to certain things. That we're lucky to be the only people in the world that were given access to that.
Yeah.
But that was a while ago. Yeah, we don't. It's not like I call them up and say, like, how are you and stuff. But they're very nice to us. But we're not in contact. We're not in regular contact with them.
Couches when sniffs the air, breathes the blood. Innocent, you can borrow